$500,000 paid by the trial bar to fly you on a private jet.
I've never been on a private jet.
Zen Air.
I don't. Never been on a private jet.
$462,000.
We don't. Members of Congress aren't allowed.
Tonight on the controversy desk, a Senate hearing erupts into a stunning political showdown as Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy clash over ethics, corporate sponsorships, and a controversial America 250 road trip project.
Senator Gillibrand.
Thank you. So, Mr. Secretary, you and I have talked at length about your approach towards transportation. You want certain things out of different states in order to fund certain things. So you and I have talked about Second Avenue Subway. That's finally in compliance, and that is going forward. Right now, Gateway Tunnel is under review. What's the status of that review, and when do you think it will be completed?
So the resources are flowing to both of those projects, and you know we were doing a review on race-based contracting versus merit contracting. The Supreme Court indicated projects couldn't do that, and that happened during the shutdown. I only had one staff in the Civil Rights Office, so it did take more time. And then once the staff did come back, there was a backlog in the office. So, but money is flowing to both of those projects, and Gateway is I think it's probably the biggest project in the Western Hemisphere.
Correct. So when do you think the review will be done?
If not done now, shortly.
Shortly. Okay. I will hold you to that shortly, because obviously it is such an important economic project for the entire Eastern Seaboard and the entire nation. And we don't want more delays, because we know that when you have delays, costs increase.
Yeah, but it's not delayed now. Money is going to the project.
Okay. So now I want to talk to you about something that is less easy. I saw your ad. You want to go fast. I saw that. But I did not like the fact that you bragged about cutting funding to New York. That sounded like a political argument that is not a very nice thing to say about a state that has 20 million people that need to get to work every day on critical infrastructure. So I don't like that quote in your ad. I thought that was a very inappropriate thing to say. I also do not like your Great American Road Trip. And I get you have experience in that. I get you want to promote America and how beautiful and amazing it is. I get all the good reasons why you wanted to do that. And I get it's time with your family, all those things. I don't like it because right now in New York, people are suffering. They are extremely stressed out. They're stressed out about the cost of gas, which has gone up by 50% under this administration. They're upset about the cost of everyday household goods. They're upset about the cost of groceries and housing and healthcare. So their stresses. I don't think they're going to get to go on that great American vacation that they'd like to go on. I think a lot of families are not actually going on vacation this summer. And when I went and met with a bunch of gas stations across my state just a couple days ago, the cost of well over $4 a gallon in every gas station, $5 a gallon, over $6 a gallon for diesel. It's extremely stressful. And I don't like the fact that this Great American Vacation reality TV show took days and days of filming. I don't like the fact that it was paid for by companies that you have to oversee, companies that you work with. And in our jobs, that would be pay for play. It would be 100% illegal. It would be inappropriate on every level. And not tolerated. And in this era where President Trump's spending money building a golden ballroom that we don't need, that he's spending $1 billion a day on bombs that people would far rather he be spending on healthcare or housing. This Great American Road Trip, it doesn't smell right. It may be fast, but it's fast and loose with the rules. I don't like it. I think it's wrong. And I think you should explain to the American people why you should spend your time and why you should be getting a vacation that is paid for by companies that you regulate. I think those things are highly problematic, and it makes me extremely anxious because the American people and New Yorkers in particular probably can't afford their vacation this summer at all.
So I appreciate that, Senator. First off, in the ad, you said a lot. Can I unpack some of the allegations that you made? First, in regard to New York, we've asked for all states to revoke illegally issued driver's licenses. Every state has complied but New York. And we have tools to pull money from New York, and we did. California even complied.
But the point is, Mr. Duffy, Secretary Duffy, I don't mind that you have rules and that you have a different way of doing the Department of Transportation. What I mind is that you bragged about it and made a joke about it.
I'm also
it is not appropriate for a secretary to demean an entire state by that joke.
So we're going to give $8 billion to rebuild Penn Station. Is that a joke?
No, but
No, you'd welcome that, right? And I've asked for your subways to be cleaner.
With our tax dollars, you got that money because we give it to you from New Yorkers.
And then we get a choice where to put it, and you give me that discretion.
We also appropriate money that then you don't grant. So we are the appropriators, not you.
No, I know
we appropriate the money. You're supposed to spend it. Sometimes you choose not to, and we have to file lawsuits to get you to spend the money.
Want to make allegations? Can I respond? Do you want me to respond to, or just if you want to take all your time is up, but if you want to just sit and vent or want me to respond, you let me know.
Let's talk about the Great American Vacation.
The Great American Road Trip?
Yes, let's talk about that.
This was a project, Senator, and I want to encourage Americans to see their beautiful country. And as we can see from this hearing, there's a lot of partisanship in America. Seeing your country, experiencing your country through the window of a car is a beautiful thing. It actually unites America. Maybe spending time with your children is a wonderful experience.
It is a wonderful thing, but your vacation was paid for by Boeing, Toyota, United Airlines, Enterprise, Shell, Royal Caribbean Group, all
Senator,
organizations and companies.
Do you want me to respond to you? Can I respond?
But you're responding with platitudes, and it's not.
I'm telling you what the project was.
Got
okay,
it.
2 days, quickly in and out, and I did film the Great American Road Trip to encourage Americans to travel. I'll answer your question. So this was officially part of America 250, and you all sanctioned America 250. This is an official partner. No, it's an official partner of America 250. Also, this body told me that I'm supposed to promote tourism and travel, and that's what it does as well. Now, hold on a second. No, you're making.
Then it shouldn't be paid for by people that you have oversee. That you oversee.
Can I respond to that?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
So if I could respond, this was a partnership with a nonprofit. It was a nonprofit, and the nonprofit
Funded by organizations and companies that you oversee.
Do you have jurisdiction over law firms? So you received $7 million in political
Oh my
contributions
God.
from the trial bar.
Honestly, this has nothing to do with members of Congress. This has to do
It
with
has
the
everything
fact that you went on
everything
a
to do-
paid
I didn't
vacation
go on a paid
that was
vacation.
paid by companies that you oversee.
You received $7 million
That's
from the trial bar.
campaign.
You have
It's
jurisdiction.
different.
You have jurisdiction on the trial bar. $7 million. When we go down the list of what else you received, you have jurisdiction.
Listen,
you actually passed
Secretary
legislation for the
Duffy,
trial bar.
this
So don't give me
hearing
that.
is about you
I didn't make any
and
money.
this administration.
No, it's about you. I didn't make any
This
money.
hearing,
I
you
didn't
are the
make any
witness,
money.
I am not the
didn't make-
witness.
I don't have any. Well, maybe you should be.
Well, you know
Maybe
what?
You should answer the
Secretary
American people
Duffy-
for $7 million
Secretary
from the trial
Duffy,
bar.
Secretary
Senator,
Duffy,
$7 million.
I think you should be
That
telling
goes in
this
state
committee
dinners. That goes to put
why.
your ad on television. That's all to you. You spend that money.
This is what I'm concerned about.
Steak dinners,
You are
please.
political, and you are
We're
using your
over our
position in
time right
political
now.
ways.
$500,000 paid by the trial bar to fly you on a private jet.
I've never been on a private jet.
Zen Air.
I
Zen Air?
don't. Never been on a private jet. No, we don't.
We're out of our
$462,000
We
time.
private
don't.
jets.
We don't. Members of
So
Congress
they pay
aren't
for you to
allowed.
fly on a private. Yes, senators
Not
can.
true.
It is.
Not true.
Answer to that.
You know what, Mr.
I made
Secretary?
nothing.
Your job.
They put your face on
job-
television.
your
face
job-
on television, your steak dinners, your vacations by the trial bar. I make
We're going to
nothing
go to
on this.
Senator
No money.
Capito. Recognize you for your
This
question.
hearing rapidly shifted from transportation policy into a revealing political confrontation over ethics, accountability, and public perception inside government. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand sharply challenged Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy over his involvement in the Great American Road Trip, a promotional project tied to America 250 that featured corporate sponsorships from companies connected to industries regulated by the Department of Transportation. What began as a discussion about infrastructure funding quickly evolved into a broader argument about whether government officials should participate in projects financially supported by corporations connected to their agencies. Gillibrand's criticism focused heavily on the timing and optics of the project. She argued that millions of Americans are currently struggling with rising fuel costs, expensive groceries, housing pressures, and overall economic uncertainty. Against that backdrop, she questioned whether it was appropriate for a government official to appear in what she described as a vacation-style promotional campaign funded by major corporations. Gillibrand repeatedly emphasized concerns about accountability and warned that the arrangement creates the appearance of political favoritism and blurred ethical boundaries between public office and corporate interests. Sean Duffy strongly defended both the project and his role in it. According to Duffy, the road trip initiative was part of the official America 250 celebration designed to encourage tourism, patriotism, and national unity. He argued that promoting travel and showcasing the country aligns directly with responsibilities assigned to the Department of Transportation. Duffy also pushed back aggressively against Gillibrand's accusations, accusing her of politicizing the issue while pointing to campaign contributions received by members of Congress from industries they oversee. That response immediately escalated tensions and turned the hearing into a direct personal confrontation. The exchange became increasingly heated as both sides interrupted one another and accused the other of hypocrisy. Gillibrand insisted that public officials should avoid even the appearance of conflicts involving regulated industries, while Duffy argued that lawmakers themselves routinely interact financially with industries connected to their committees and legislative responsibilities. The confrontation reflected a much larger national debate about ethics standards in government, corporate influence in politics, and whether Americans can still trust that public officials are acting independently rather than advancing political branding or personal visibility. By the end of the hearing, the debate had moved far beyond transportation or tourism promotion. The clash became symbolic of deeper political frustrations surrounding accountability, leadership, and public trust in Washington. Gillibrand framed the issue as one of ethical responsibility during a difficult economic period, while Duffy portrayed the criticism as politically motivated attacks against a patriotic initiative. Regardless of political perspective, the hearing exposed how quickly congressional oversight sessions can transform into broader battles over influence, perception, and the increasingly blurred lines between politics, media, and government power in America today.